Sure.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You got talent, boy. And you're humble, too.
Well, I did have a great teacher. That's what helped me to stay low.
Yep, that's the key. Gotta keep low profile. Folks can learn a lot about life from stone skipping.
Yeah.
Feller's gotta stay humble. Keep himself from getting all arrogant. You know what I mean? Okay, maestro, I trust you now. I'll take you into the swamp or wherever the hell else you want to go. Want to shove off now?
Yes. Let's leave it once.
Gotta make hay while the sun shines. Let's head over to my boat. Follow me, maestro.
All right. Yeah, he's supposed to be.
We gotta go round a bit to get to your boathouse. It ain't the safest route out there, so just be ready.
Zach, this is exhilarating. It's like an amusement park ride, only better.
Hold on tight now, maestro.
This is yet another reminder about just how vast and varied our homeland of America is.
Oh, Jesus. On airborne course, your goal is to hit as many targets as possible and earn a high score. Aim for the center to earn more points. Of course, alligators also appear on the course. Take them out as fast because if boat's durability reaches 0, it's game over. Each course is different, so don't be a coward. Try them all. Here, move this. There we go. I have to. Oh, God. Fuck. Damn it. Why? Why is there so many important things and tense moments in this game? Why we gotta do this now? Like, Patty could be in trouble. Oh, cool. Animal Crossing updated. A little busy here. Fuck. I'm just so bad at this. I had to reload. Goal.
Holy shit, biddies! I'm not homeless!
Yay. He's like, he did alright. Here's a low quality plate.
Shit biddies, I'm not homeless.
DK with his 69 bits as well to seduce me. Oh, and a root beer. It's been sitting in my pocket. Here you go.
This is as far as I can take you. You're gonna have to walk from here.
Thanks, Chuck.
It's not making noise. You have to yell.
Hey, you hear that wind a-howling? That there's a storm coming. You better watch yourself out there. You hear?
Didn't hear any
Oh,
wind.
yeah. And folks don't usually come round this end too much. So be careful. You got a weapon?
I have an alligator.
Just give me a holler if you need me to come get you. I do always trust a good skipper from the bottom of my heart.
Who would have thought skipping
I
stones would make
appreciate
you
all
love
your
me?
help.
Oh. I took one step. It was, Oh boy, it's gonna get all crazy up in here.
Zach, a deadly premonition.
Oh!
How do you feel about this one? Honestly, I'm torn. I know the truth that awaits us here isn't one we want to accept. But we have to keep marching ahead. We're FBI special agents, remember?
Deadly
The United
premonition.
States Department of Justice has authorized us to deliver justice in their name.
Oh, did they now?
You know, sometimes I get to thinking, why did I ever
Yeah, you
decide
said
to
it.
work in the justice sector?
It's like you don't have to play anymore. Just shut everything off. But it's so framey. I don't want to fight anything in here or out here. The hedges are also solid objects. Or wherever the tall grass. Away from me. I don't want to fight. Oh, some sugarcane leaf and Louisiana iris leaf. Oh. Understand this map because what they say is a forward path. There is no forward path. Unless I can run through certain things. Guess I gotta go long way around. Ow. Oh, god damn it. No, not the skateboard. Why do I not have more of these? Oh, fuck this. I don't want it anymore. I want to waste ammo. Even if I got like 70 boxes. It's gonna hit me again. I don't know what's happening. But I'd like him to get off my ass.
Let me control you.
No, I'm good.
Let me own you.
No, I'm good. I really don't want to be owned, but thank you.
Hurts, don't it?
Hurts, don't it? No, I don't want a Hurts donut.
Zach, we've reached the final stage. Are you prepared for the truth?
There's a door. The moment of truth. That big old dong. Okay. Oh, right, the wife, Candy. Who became a completely different, who's so beautiful, but then became, like, fat.
I love you. I'll do anything for you. I'll make your wish come true. Yes.
You stand before the goddess. Mind your manners.
Nah.
Sorry, but I don't worship that deity.
You always were a rude one.
Patty, everything's all right now. Just come over to me.
Yeah.
She can't hear you, York. Patricia's already in a trance. Outside voices can't reach her.
She's just like, I'm
You
fine.
didn't. San Rouge?
Now, what kind of fool do you take me for? She's the consecrated virgin, and virgins need to be pure. She won't be able to serve
God, I
the
hope she's a
goddess
virgin.
if she gets all corrupted. Now, will she? And
Yeah.
besides, she's got a resistance to the stuff. Might be due to the blood she inherited from her parents, or might be Saint Rouge was designed that way on purpose. Not that it matters now, 'cause she's about to die. I wouldn't do that if I were you, York. Or did you forget who gave you Mr. Alligator to begin with? You think I'd hand you a weapon without any sort of safeguard in it?
This is straight out of a bad C movie, Melvin.
Call it what you want, York. But I'm the main character here, and you already played your part. Now that Candy's become the goddess, I will take her once more and claim my seat as the king who rules this town. Yes, I will be the one who rebuilds the Clarksons' legacy!
Power isn't important to you, Melvin. All you care about is your loving family, remember? The man who won the heart of the most beautiful girl in the world. Melvin Woods. We can still stop this from happening. You just need to wake up, Melvin.
I can't wake up.
York, you really are a second-rate man.
You should see my
You're
cock.
incapable of understanding how other folks feel. Lena was the one I loved. Candy's
His
really
face,
the
oh.
symbol we use to restore the Clarksons' glory. The goddess of fertility is just an idol designed to guide our people down the proper path. I devoted everything I had to Lena. Hey, Patricia!
Ah,
I was obsessed with Lena ever since I was a kid. She lived in a big mansion and also had skin as white as snow. All I ever wanted was to be just like her. My friends were too close-minded to understand. Don't let the white man brainwash you,
Okay.
she said. But race was never a part of it for me. She was always far above that shit. A higher being who surpassed it all. By the time I grew up, she already changed forms and abandoned her home. At first, I was so shocked. It felt like my dreams had been shattered before I ever got a chance to pursue her. But when I finally got a chance to meet her face to face, everything changed. I loved her female form with all my heart. The moment I saw her again, she completely possessed my soul. Hey, York, you know how they say God created man in his own image? That's what Lena is. She's God's finest creation. The perfection of the human race.
she wasn't perfect in any way, Melvin. She was just another criminal who happened to be a bit smarter than most.
You never understand. Anywho, I decided to follow her plan. And so I became the one who supported her from the shadows, working to fulfill her dream of restoring the Clarksons' glory. That's why I seduced Candy, married her, and kept giving her sang rouge whenever Lena told me to. Then, you know what happened? About 1 year ago, we finally saw a sign of the birth of the goddess of fertility.
You mean she started growing horribly obese?
8 years,
She became
long.
fat.
but also short somehow.
Oh.
I knew from the start that much blood would be spilled. But I had no other choice. It was the only way for me to make my beloved angel need me.
So you murdered Galena, too?
Yeah, that didn't exactly go according to plan. Galena was supposed to kill Lise, and Lena was supposed to take Patricia's life. Then Lena and Galena were supposed to kill PJ and end their own lives. Filicide, patricide, and suicide. These 3 types of sacrifice were gonna complete the blood purge. But then you came to town. You're such a pest, York. I loathe every fabric of your being. Always buzzing around us like a gnat, trying to upset our faith, but no more. I'm gonna stop you right here, sacrifice my daughter, and complete Lena's plan once and for all. There may have been some hiccups in the plan.
I'm just gonna
So
smoke.
change. After all, I'm her daddy. In the end, the goddess of fertility and her king will be the only ones left. We'll find a way to make do on our own. Hey, York, haven't you been wondering why I'm talking so much about myself? Because this is the last stage of the game? And nope, I've just been waiting for this. The bud. Soon, she'll be reborn, and the goddess of fertility will be among us. It all ends here!
Ow. He just catches fire and that's it.
Are you all right?
Die!
Wasn't even a real swing. Maybe we should leave her dazed until we actually finish off her father. Her adopted father. But it's whatever. Who even knows what the hell's happening anymore? How the hell did this happen to me?
Shit! No! Stop, goddammit! Get away from her!
Daddy! Mama!
Get out of the way! But the goddess let us plans!
Daddy!
No! Damn it! I was supposed to be the king! I need to stop the fire! Shit!
If only I had water.
Damn it!
Daddy, run! I'll die for you.
Patricia?
If Mama and I die, it'll all end, right? I know about the real you. I know that my blood's cursed. So I'm just gonna die.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna die here with Mama, so it'll all stop. Just please, please run, Daddy. You're a good man, aren't you? Daddy, you saved me?
It hurt like a motherfucker, but I did. I'm still trapped. Oh god, I'm gonna need the Hulk to save me.
Patty. Zach, I need you. Give me strength.
What are we gonna do? What? Like, what, are you just gonna become superhuman? Just become Superman?
Daddy, you saved me? But why? You kept saying you were gonna kill me.
Just fucking run! Magically, I pulled the debris away with my fucking whatever.
I can't do it.
Are you all right?
Agent York, save my daddy.
I just pull a gun to his head and shoot him.
Get out of here! York, take my CLG and run!
No, I can't leave both of you here.
What happened
Just
with her mouth?
Go!
No, I'm not leaving.
What the hell's wrong with your mouth?
No. No.
I've sinned. I can't come back to this world. We have to say goodbye here. I'll take your mama with me. It's time for you to start a new life, sweetie. One where you won't be shackled to your destiny. York, I've confessed my sins. I'm gonna die here. I know this isn't how you wanted things to go down, but she's innocent. My CLG is pure. Please, just take her and get out of here.
No. No. I'm staying with you.
I'm just gonna knock you both out and take you with me. That's just what he calls her.
My daughter's in your hands now, York.
Let's go, Patty.
No! Let me go! Daddy!
Zach, I need your strength.
No!
I'm sorry, CLG. I've been a horrible father. Even before we ever met, I was always heading down the wrong path. But I finally understand it now. I love my family from the bottom of my heart. Both you and your mama.
Me too. I love you with all my heart, Daddy.
Fucking York's eyes like, I have all the power.
I'm sorry, Candy.
Red tree.
Lena, I'm such a failure. I screwed it all up again. Your whole plan's been ruined. I'm sorry. Right up to the end, I could never do anything right. Oh, really? So, it's all okay? Oh, good.
Yeah, well,
Just
I guess
hold
we'll be
on,
there in a
man.
moment.
Candy and I will be right there. The worst father.
Oh my god, he's got to get one last
Sweetest
fucking
father.
line in.
Life can be a bitch sometimes. But it wasn't all bad.
How long it took for that whole thing to fall down, you all could have just walked out of there and been fine, but it's besides the point. We'll just forget that point. Okay. Some sax. Some jazz.
Katrina brought that rain to us. And now, I realize that at the very end, I saw him. But she washed all that away. Every last trace.
Here's the scat man. Get the fuck out of here, Kaysen. You son of a bitch. Go crash someone else's game. Go hang out in Greenville until I kick your ass. I got an A for anal. Oh God, I'm back to here. Oh, the song!
I just love the look of glistening green grass.
It's the song!
You know the green I'm talking about. Moist with sprinkler water, reflecting the radiance of the sun. In that regard, Louisiana's grass is in a class of its own. Just picture it on a clear summer day. A cold beer in one hand.
That's supposed to be
gazing
Jason?
out from your porch onto the garden you're so proud of. This is the life. Doesn't get much better than this. That's how you feel. A well-kept garden and a cold beer, the ultimate combination. They go hand in hand, just like hot dogs and sporting events. But that grass, it's got a bit of a nerve to it. It doesn't matter how many times you cut it down. It'll always keep coming back and turn your eyes away for a bit. And that's when it'll really sprout up. Up until last week, your garden was perfectly pruned and balanced, symmetrical and pristine. But you wake up the next morning, and you can't even stand to look at what it's become. That's why people work so hard to cut their grass. Like it's some ordeal they've been tasked with by the big man in the sky. Oh. And it never ends. Understand me, Zach? If you want to stop cutting your grass, well, you need to either submit to its growth or force it to wither. That's all humans can really do. Hard work never really gets.
I'm about to hit the edge of the world here.
Nothing.
Looks like, but
Wasted
then it's like
effort.
never.
You
But I can never reach it.
But just be honest with yourself. Be honest, Francis Zach Morgan.
Stop talking to me. Oh my God. Get out of here.
Oh, howdy, Zach. So we meet again.
A different voice, though.
Such a touching reunion. Like a little boy who was given up for adoption, finally reuniting with his true parents. Look, even little Willie here is beside himself with joy.
Kaysen!
Oh dear.
Kaysen! Ah!
What the fuck? Kill you!
Just that fucking yell. Just Kaysen. Ah! What the fuck was that?
Hey, let her go! What the hell's gotten into you?
We're just dancing.
Jeez, are you okay?
God, I'll never get over that fucking, like, Kaysen. Ah! Fucking yelling.
That should do it. How should we clean this up?
Oh,
I'm searching the room.
2019. Thompsonville, a suburb in Boston, Massachusetts.
This room is pure insanity. But I can't let it shake me. Why did you come here, Aaliyah? Remember the real reason you decided to investigate Morgan's house in the first place. We came here to find a missing girl. Daniel Clarkson. The file said his only real talent was his ability to pick up women. But when I spoke with him in the warehouse, he seemed dignified, like a truly accomplished man. Marrying into the Clarkson family must have put him through a lot.
Why do you think Jethro here survived?
Why?
I mean, doesn't he look like the kind of guy who'd die first in a horror movie?
Well, thank you, Simon, with your great fucking input again.
He married into the Clarkson family. He didn't possess Clarkson blood, so he had nothing to do with Helena Doman's plan.
The blood purge thing? But if that was all there was to it, then Helena Doman wouldn't have killed anyone but Clarksons, right? Yet a ton of the Clarkson gang members died, along with Sheriff Woods. Doesn't add up.
She did whatever it took to achieve her goals. She'd kill if the plan required it. But killing people outside of the Clarkson family was never a priority. Her ultimate goal was to cut off the Clarkson bloodline. Maybe he was always meant to be an assistant to the goddess of fertility.
What, like a servant?
Yes, Simon.
He was the kind of
dick.
person who was most in his element when he had someone to serve. Even afterwards, he let Patricia take over the estate, while he became her assistant.
We had so many times with Patricia. Why couldn't we have gotten a better photo of her?
As soon as he settled into his role, the townspeople started to respect him. Now they practically revere him, and he's even earned himself a nickname. One-Armed Danny.
So you think his life played out exactly the way Professor R planned it to go? Talk about tragic.
Photograph of Patricia Clarkson. I thought she was imprisoned right here in this room, but there was no one here. Where could she be then? I was so positive, but she isn't here. There is something about this room, though. Agent Jones, what do you think?
Me? I'm not as smart as you. Why are you even asking me?
Are you hiding something?
Of course not. Knock it off. Me? Hiding something? Ha! That's a good one. Come on. I got nothing to hide.
I thought I would find answers in this room.
The most suspicious thing I've ever heard out of you,
Patricia
Simon.
would be here, but I was wrong. This room is only filled with photos of people related to the case and the handiwork of a madman. Feels like I'm wandering through a heavy mist. Why is Morgan showcasing those women's photos? And that... After she lost her family in the Carré incident, she went to go live at the Clarkson estate. And once she grew up, she assumed control of their empire seemingly without any hesitation. She must be strong. How did she eventually come to accept her cursed blood and the fate it placed on her shoulders? The one who took her in after the incident was Daniel Clarkson, the next in line to succeed the Clarkson family. He's the one that ended up raising her from that point onwards. Isn't fate strange? In the end, two people who were completely unrelated by blood ended up inheriting that house.
Yeah, you're right. But sometimes I wonder, what is family anyway? Go back far enough, we're all strangers to one another. We're talking countless generations, marriages and birth, you know.
Humans love to deify the rules they create. It's almost like that's been an unwritten law from the very start. Sheriff Melvin Wood. I never met him myself, but his face makes him look like a very nice guy.
He's got a nice face.
His background in childhood didn't have any red flags either, yet we're supposed to believe that he was one of the masterminds behind that entire incident? If you loved someone from the bottom of your heart, would you ever be able to marry someone else? Or kill for them?
Whoa, what are we talking about?
I never heard of any kind of motive like that in any other murder case. I just keep feeling like we're being fed a story that he made up in his mind.
True. Honestly, without having experienced what that's like, I can't really say what I'd do. But I'd never try and force love to happen, if it didn't seem like it was meant to be. There are 3.5 billion women on this planet.
They all hate you, Simon.
There's got to be more than one specific person who anyone can fall deeply in love with.
But what if we were talking about pizza, not women? You just discovered the perfect ultimate pizza, but you aren't allowed to take even a single bite unless you kill someone for the cook.
Have you ever loved someone with all your heart?
Nope.
What kind of person do you take me for?
That's my line.
Is this supposed to be the altar from the site where Lise Clarkson's body was found? Why would he want to replicate that inside
Wants
of
a
his own
fucking
home?
pizza.
There's no way this man is sane. Why did Lise have to die first?
For good pizza.
What is this?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
This room paints such a bizarre picture.
Right?
But upon closer look, I can see some strange sort of pattern to it all. Was Morgan trying to recreate something with all this? If so, there must be a reason for all of these weird and hideous things. Galena Clarkson went to California to become an actress, but things never took off for her, so she eventually returned home.
Yeah, she fell apart.
Then she murdered her own daughter and ended up like this. Where did she go wrong?
She did manage to appear in a few movies, right?
Not as any characters with actual names, and never with much clothes on.
So that's the only value they saw in her, huh? Sorry, that was insensitive.
Up top, yeah.
It's an everyday occurrence in that world. She was also bullied a lot.
Bullied? How?
They'd cut up her costumes, her scripts, and even her own clothes. Everywhere she went. Then, after 3 years of that, her stylist chopped off a chunk of her hair. By accident.
Are you kidding me?
I did a little investigating on this. In the end, a self-titled big cheese producer tricked her. She almost ended up going into porn.
Hard to imagine what would have happened after that.
You would have
One
watched.
witness said that after returning to Lou Carré, she refused to use scissors to cut anything.
What's that?
The way they
A
turned.
hunting trophy, a brown bear, with a dragonfly eye patch.
And what, like a stick of dynamite in its mouth,
Why
or a
is it
sausage?
smoking a cigar?
It's probably supposed to represent Philip J. Clarkson's body.
And the elk is...
Helena Doman.
Ah,
So that's why it's got such good taste in fashion. And this one is Galena Clarkson?
like how, like,
Why did he want to line up corpses that were killed in different places,
this one messed with him
all
more,
together in a single room?
even though he then went on to do the Greenville case, like, shortly after. But apparently he was so fucked up about this one the most.
Red seeds? When Helena Doman returned home, someone must have let her inside.
You think that was her brother-in-law, Daniel?
I don't know.
Well, alligators did chomp his arm off. He probably had it in for old man PJ too, but... You know, I don't think he had anything to do with this.
Why not?
You're making it out to be more complicated than it really is. That's always the problem with people like you. Too smart for your own good.
How about you spit it out instead of being an asshole?
Just get to the point.
Professor R marched straight through the front door to the mansion. She arrived right at her destination using the quickest route possible without having to undergo a single security check.
I know. My question is, how was she able to do that?
Because she's family. It doesn't matter if PJ disowned her. He never stopped loving his son. A father would never abandon his child, no matter how much they fail to fulfill his expectations. That's what being a parent is all about. Don't look at me like that. I know, I don't have a son myself, but I have a father. He's still back in my hometown, managing the printing plant my grandfather started. He'll be turning 80 soon. He wanted me to take over the place, but as you can see, I'm out here. But I know how this whole thing works. Even though I haven't seen him in forever, the minute I go home, he'll welcome me with warm, open arms.
Specifically warm. Always warm.
You sure it's okay to press that?
Won't know until we try.
Hey, it's Woodstock. Look,
And it's
a
red.
peace sign. Love and peace, man.
Not a peace sign.
Even I can figure out what this is from. It's Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Grateful Dead, and Led Zeppelin.
Thanks.
But I shouldn't have to explain it to a music nut like you, right?
That isn't a peace mark. It's upside down. You don't need to be a music nut to see that.
Who says that's the top part? If you're looking from Lisa's head, this is the top part, making it a big, fat peace mark.
No, this is the ground.
Where's your proof?
The red seeds. Seeds go in the ground, right? That makes this wall the bottom. Lisa's head is clearly at the top. Period. Also, Agent Jones. Led Zeppelin never played at Woodstock.
Ah, okay.
He's representing a human with a hunting trophy made from an animal. I feel like I'm looking at a piece of modern art done in really bad taste. She planned a string of murders all in order to restore the Clarksons to their former glory, right?
Yeah. According to Morgan's story. Matches up with the files, too.
But the only proof of that is the confession she privately gave to Morgan just before she died. Galena Clarkson was also murdered immediately after she confessed. Don't you think it's all a little too convenient?
Well,
Nah.
story-wise, yeah.
And the sacrifices. None of the FBI's official records contain an example of an actual human sacrifice. Aside from the cases that Francis Zach Morgan handled, that is.
There are tons of examples of animal sacrifice, though. And remember the witch hunts back in the Middle Ages?
Meaning?
Meaning, there are always exceptions to the rule. And Morgan alluded to the existence of some sort of journal, right? I think he said he read it in Professor R's lab. If we could find that, maybe this would all become easier to swallow.
The report didn't mention anything about a journal. And if it truly did exist, it surely would have been submitted as evidence, unless he tried to cover it up on purpose. Or...
Unless the journal never existed in the first place.
Exactly.
Or because it had a recipe for Sang Rouge, he didn't want it out. Who knows?
He was taught how to rule as a child, never confided in anyone, and married for purely political reasons. Then he prospered so much that he became powerful enough to rule an entire town on his own. But in the end, his own child betrayed him. If that was your life, how would you look back on it?
Yeah, beats me. I wasn't born into a rich family, nor was I ever taught how to rule. And for what it's worth, I've also never knocked up a young ex-actress. But I guess the one thing we can say is that any good life needs balance. Get too hung up on one thing and you lose sight of everything else. And if you betray someone, you'll get betrayed too. If someone thinks they can step all over people and then live out the rest of their life in peace, they're fooling themselves. We always get to see how those people end up in our line of work. In the end, they die horrible
Doesn't
deaths.
even matter.
That is why pizza is the only thing I trust. Pizza never betrays you.
Except for that one time I ate it and I had diarrhea, but that's besides the point.
This case took place in Carré and centered around the Clarksons. Oppressive authority, cross purposes, madness. But Katrina took the truth along with many innocent lives and buried it all at the bottom of the swamp. But there's one truth that can never be washed away. This all started with the death of a young girl. Why did she believe what Professor R told her?
Pizza we trust.
The whole blood purge
We love
story.
pizza.
There's no way anyone in their right mind would ever believe that.
You got a point.
No matter how badly all the bullying must have broken her heart. I just find it too hard to believe. Don't you?
Yeah. But you shouldn't think too hard about it.
Why not?
Human beings don't make sense. We always do things that can't be explained with common logic. Especially when it concerns our parents, children, and siblings.
That doesn't satisfy me.
You're never
no matter
satisfied.
how irrational an action may be, I want to know exactly why that person made such an irrational decision. Otherwise, what hope do we have?
You're never going to be in a situation where everything makes perfect sense. Just stop sticking your nose so deeply into everything. That's my advice, as an old guy who's lived twice as long as you.
You and I are nothing alike. You decided to give up on your life and spend the rest of your time on Earth sitting around and playing Sudoku.
All right.
Everyone thinks that the principal thing to the tree is the fruit, but in point of fact, the principal thing to it is the seed. Now I know why Lise Clarkson was murdered first.
For my seed.
Lisa's death was Professor R having second thoughts. According to Morgan, her plan was to perform parricide and filicide, then commit suicide. Those were the 3 deaths necessary to complete the ritual, remember? Which means she technically could have killed Patricia first. That would have been the best way to delay any interference from the Clarksons themselves. The reason she didn't kill Patricia first is because Lena was actually following a different plan inside her own mind. Or perhaps she merely changed her plan as she followed through with it. At some point, new emotions started to take root within her. She had second thoughts about something. And in order to shake those off, she used Galena to kill Lise first, in order to cut off any possible escape. But that only made her plan move ahead quicker than she could have ever imagined, which forced her to rush right up to the end with those misgivings always in the back of her mind.
Huh? Wait, hold on. Yeah, you lost me. What are you talking about?
In other words, at some point, Helena Doman decided that she wanted to make Patricia the next heir. The blood purge wasn't for the goddess of fertility. It was for their daughter, Patricia.
Wait, are you saying Helena knew from the start that Sheriff Woods would die with Candy?
That's the only explanation I can think of.
Huh.
Remember, this is only assuming that everything Morgan told us was true. Until I can trust that man, this is all nothing more than conjecture.
Considering how insane this all is, it sounds perfectly believable to me.
Yeah, I bet you believe anything. And hold up pizza to you, Simon. You'd be like, I believe you.
Francis Zach Morgan. Remember me? Oh, cat got your tongue.
Meow.
Understood. You know why I'm here, don't you? Surely you must know what this means. To commemorate our reunion, allow me to give you another oracle. The contract, once signed, will last for eternity.
Yeah, the beginning of the game.
But only in the presence of true love.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
Nod.
Good. It's been a while since I felt this.
He's grabbing his penis.
No, there's hardly anyone in this era who can see me like you can. And they've been dropping like flies since you first came to see me.
Yeah, and then we don't see you ever again when I went to the fucking Greenvale, because you sure as shit never showed up.
We don't have much time. Do you have any questions for me?
You want to play Connect 4?
Excellent. You pass. You haven't changed, Francis Zach Morgan.
Question was, does
But
Patricia
that
say?
question isn't for me to answer. Go and see it with your own eyes. Oh, time's up.
Got someone else I gotta go fuck with now.
We'll have to finish this during our next reunion.
Oh, this is bad.
Failed to apprehend target. Target escaped with hostage. Whereabouts unknown.
Agent Jones, what is this referring to?
Avery Smith kidnapped Patricia Clarkson and escaped.
Avery Smith? The vault manager? Why would he kidnap Patricia? Tell me what's going on right now.
Well,
Answer me, Jones.
I made a deal with Morgan back when he took me to the bathroom.
What? What?
Morgan said something to me. If we want to find Patricia, we need to look at Avery Smith.
Have you lost your mind?
What he said made sense. Ever since 2005, Avery's been working deep inside that cold storage warehouse. He was also arrested in the past for getting too friendly with Lise Clarkson. And after Katrina, he apparently worked on renovating the warehouse for free. What if that allowed him to freely modify the warehouse as he pleased? That would explain why her body remained missing for 14 whole years. And then I did a little check and found out that he never went back to work after Christmas vacation ended.
So what? Why would you trust him?
I don't. I just decided it was worth
Just
investigating.
saw the ferry
that's
go
all.
by.
So, I sent 2 agents to Avery's house without telling anyone. I just called in a favor from an old friend in the New Orleans branch.
No one gave you clearance for that. You think you can just...
But what if Morgan's telling the truth? If he is, we're both gonna look like total clowns. Clowns who went barging into a former agent's house on completely unfounded suspicions. HQ will have a field day with us. They'll string us up as the 2 dumbest agents to have ever graced the field. I just wanted to take some precautions. And besides, if he is lying, it's still no skin off our backs, right? If things work out, we'll end up solving a difficult case that's been driving everyone crazy. Imagine that. You and me, just the 2 of us, solving a case like this. I'll be able to jump ship on this crappy job, and you'll be able to freely investigate all things San Rouge, just like you've always wanted. Besides, you know that Morgan is Director Abraham's favorite. Even if we get into some sort of trouble, if Morgan testifies to Abraham's for us, we'll totally be in the clear.
I don't care. This isn't the way things are supposed to be done.
Well, I'm sorry, but I had no other choice. You were so engrossed in this, and come on, you know how I am. Besides, saving the hostage should take priority above all else. There's no time for squabbling. We need to find Avery Smith no matter what it takes.
But how?
Well...
Thanks to your heroic maneuvers, we just lost our suspect.
I know, but...
I know how to find him.
The fairy.
I should be able to see the other world the way I am now. Just let me go. Please.
Morgan?
It's okay, my fairy. I know I can convince them.
I'll just be on the ground.
Definitely not the best thing for them to see right now. If I saw that during an investigation, I wouldn't be able to stay calm and listen to someone either.